Greetings, I am Horus, highly ascended master. And how wonderful it is to be here. It's been a long time since I have come through. And it is always such a joy to come through for a group. My teachings are always of strength and power and being proud of who you are. This is why I come through as Horus, highly ascended master. Some of you will think, well, Horus is in his ego. I say I'm well beyond ego. I'm here to show you how proud you need to be here too, of your life. Can you say, someone, your name? I am proud to be here on planet Earth. We encourage you to do that. In ancient Egypt, I was well known as the one who was always the warrior. And many feared me as a warrior that would win battles. Mind you, I lost a few, and I lost a few limbs also. But those wars, those battles made me stronger. And again you might say, Horus, I thought you were a being of light, and here you're teaching us how to war. I'm not teaching you how to war at all. We needed to defend our land. We never warred to take over greater things. We always defended. And if there was no one to defend us, then what would we have? So we had a great land in Egypt, a great mighty people as well. But our people were different to many other people. Our people always learned the ways of love and peace. This is why we were different. But just because we were love and peace didn't mean that we were weak. And I, as Horus, knew how to play the games of light. And I want to teach you. Do you want to learn some ways of the light? Do you want to learn one way how I won a great battle? I'm sure you do. Please understand that I always worked with love. I always worked with the powers of the great gods, as we called it back then. I wasn't as awakened as you are at this time. We always called on our gods. We were very much believers of the great gods. And the other nations were always very afraid of Horus with the great eye of the universe. Because I could see far into the future. I could see the great weaknesses in the people. I could see how people were going to fight us. Why? Because I had the great eye of the universe. There were those ones who used to come up to myself as Horus and said, Horus, come and join a great feast and teach me how you see. So I tried to teach them how I saw, and it would leave them more confused than ever. I tried to teach them to look inside of the eye in their being. And they said, Horus, I cannot see what you do. I am but a blind man. Interesting when I only had one eye. But my inner eye was more powerful than my physical eyes. And I trusted in my inner eye. And that is the inner eye that I encourage you to trust more than anything. I always talk to the people. Learn to trust the heart, for the heart sees everything. And the heart sees all things in the light. And it shows you truth. It's in the heart that shows you truth. And when you learn to see in the heart, you will understand how to play the game. Our people in general were very peaceful. We had lost a lot of men along the way. And in this particular time, we had a great feast. It was always a great feast when the land was rich, and when the Nile was rich, when everything was rich. And there were many grapes, and the women were always happy, and the children were always happy, and we always played music together. I taught many people in our nation how to meditate also. At this particular time, when the great battle of the others became ours too, because they forced it upon us, there were more women than men, because in previous battles we had lost a lot. So it wasn't a very good time at that particular time, and our people were always very afraid. But I told them, I said, the gods are with you, and when the gods are with you, people, never fear, because the light is always with you. So I taught them how to be calm. I taught them how to never be in their anger and to keep forgiving all the battles of the past, all of that. So this particular battle was great, and I needed to have my wits about it. This is right at the time when I began to take it more seriously. So in the future times after this battle, we never lost another battle. So please understand that here I'm trying to teach you how I learned how to walk into stronger light. So I needed to learn as well. So we've gone through a few rough times. And at this time our land was becoming recovered. So we had great meat, great feast, great grapes, great woman, great children, great music. Everything was beautiful. Then a report came. Horus! Horus! And some men came to me in panic. Horus! They were our watchers. See, we always had watchers. There's 2,000 men coming to take our land. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We've barely got 200 men. What are we going to do, Horus? I said to them, calm down, my friend. How can you say calm down, Horus? Look, these people are going to destroy us. So I said to them, friend, what if I told you? Calm down. And they threw all that back at me. They said, Horus, you told us that the last time. I said, yes, but I've learned. I know how to do it now because the gods have spoken to me. I was very much in contact with the light beings. So I said, this time, I know how to win. How can you say that? They've got a great army, Horus! I said, yes, but we've got a greater army still. They didn't understand. I said, how many days is it before these people come? You've got about 4 days, Horus. I said, 4 days is enough. So I got the men gathered, and they were very afraid. I said, you must stand out of your fear right now, otherwise you're out. So I picked them. So there were about 200. About 150 were left after my counting. 50 of them, I told them to go home. They said, how can you tell us to go home? That means you've only got 150 to fight this battle. I said, go home. I do not need you. When you are in fear, I do not need you because you will make us lose the battle. I learned that in the previous battles. Fear makes you weak, friends. Fear makes you weak. So I told them to stand strong. And we meditated all night. And during the night, while my men were asleep, I went to the battlefield where I knew the others would meet us. I had a great opportunity here because I knew that they would meet us. I picked out the spot. I walked up and down all night, building a great big wall of light, like the light beings had shown to me. Horus, they said, you must play the game differently. You learn this and you'll never lose another battle. You never lose another limb. We will guarantee it. And this is when the great ones will come to you. Horus, show us what you can do. Show us your beautiful eye. And it did happen after this battle. It happened greatly because I could see every move that was coming. I became brighter and brighter in my art. And I went up and down, up and down, up and down. The wall was 1 mile long. In my mind, I created it. I created to be 1 mile long by 2 meters wide. I went around and around and around. I said, light rise, light rise, light rise. All night I did this. All morning I did that. And the men came to me and they said, Horus, what are you doing? I said, I'm building a wall. Horus, you must be mad. We don't see anything. I said, I'm building a wall. Now leave me alone. It has to be strong and sturdy and it must work. Leave me alone and go and meditate some more. Bring in your strength and your power. Go and do that. Stay calm. Stay out of your fear. Leave me to do my job. And I went around this wall again. I built it 2 meters high. And I built it. I built it so strong until the watchers came to me and they said, Horus, they're almost here. So I said, okay, call my men. 150 men came. All looked very sorry that they ever turned up to the battle. I said, stand strong in your might. We're not going to lose. And this mighty army came, and it wasn't 2,000 men. It was roughly around 10,000 men. And there were so many people, and there were so many spears ready to be thrown at us. And then they had the biggest fright. And it was as if a great massive wall was in front of them. Because the energy from this great massive wall was so great that they could not pass it. And they stood there motionless and in fear. And they wobbled at their knees and they fell down. And they looked at me as I looked at them. And they said, what have you done to us? You've bewitched us. You have bewitched us. And they took off so fast, so afraid. My men had no idea what had happened. And so they went back and feasted some more. This is the day when I was truly celebrated. And this is why I was known as Horus the god in the ancient times, because I could see and I could communicate with light beings on this level. After that day, we never lost a battle. I never revealed what I did, because as soon as I would have revealed it, I knew that somebody would have understood what I was doing, and they would have brought their forces in and destroyed the wall before I could have built it strongly. This is why it always remained a secret from my people also. And so when the future kings came to me and they said, Horus, what is it that you can see in your eye? I knew what I could see, but I could never reveal that secret. And this was my secret, and it stayed my secret until my grave. And in times coming, people could never understand how Horus could win so many battles. Why am I giving this great lesson to you, friends? Why am I sharing my deepest secret with you? Because this is how strong the light is. When you build something with a light being so strong, what it does, it creates such a force within it. And it keeps building, and it keeps building, and it keeps building. And the light, when it's so powerful, no being that is not of light will be able to pass the wall of light. And they will not understand the energy coming from it. And for them it is very frightening and very scary because it's not familiar to them. They can feel it, and its power is so strong depending on your belief system. So if your belief system is very strong and you know it is very strong, no person with the wrong intention will be able to break into your house or around your section or break into your car either. No other person will be able to demolish anything that is of yours as long as you hold that belief system so tight within your being. This is the power I had because I believed it. I encourage you to also do this. Remember the teachings that I gave you. Weakness will not bring you anything. Learn to step out of your fear. If you were one of my people, would you have survived it? Would you have been called to the battle, or would have I sent you home? Would I have said, go home please, go and meditate, go and rest, go and do whatever, but do not join my people? Or would you have been strong enough to join Horus and to see all those 10,000 men on the other side of the wall fall? Would you have had the courage to be there? And then would you have realized what I had done as Horus? My men gained a lot more appreciation and respect for me after this battle. They knew not to muck around with Horus. They knew the power of the strength and the faith, so they meditated and prayed some more. And I never revealed it. I never revealed it. So this was my great teaching for this time. I want to come a lot more with my teachings of ancient Egypt, for I have so much more to reveal to you, ancient tricks that I can give to you, that you can use in your life. How I won battles, how I did certain things. You can use these same techniques to receive anything, but remember, it must always be done for love and light purposes. For when one does something to manipulate another, it will not work for you. Instead, it will work against you. So you must always work these ancient techniques that I can share with you for the greatness and for the great purposes. When you are working with light, you must respect it. You must respect it very, very greatly, because its force is immense, especially when you add all your love from your heart within the light that you are building. So learn from this teaching. Learn how I worked and warred. I never lifted another spear after that. People were too afraid to come near Horus. So I worked with light. Yes, I learned the power of the light is stronger than all the weapons of war. And I shall leave you now. It has been a great time for myself as Horus to come through for you. And I know that all the light beings are very thankful that you are here. It is also so wonderful that you heard the teachings tonight from Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, and also from Choir. And all three of us have given you an incredible amount of knowledge. So we invite you back again next week to help you to understand more greatness, not only for your minds to learn, but like you learned tonight, for your hearts to see. Like I stated to my people, it is with a heart that you see the greatest. Learn to step out of your eyes and your ears. Learn to step into your heart, for there you will see it, and it's there that you learn to trust the greatness. Greetings, I am Horus.
Greetings.